I am with the Ohio Pork Council, and I work on membership-related activities and work with producers across the state. And this morning, I am excited to have the opportunity to bring to you a virtual field trip. And this field trip is sponsored. First of all, we need to thank our sponsors. Sponsored by Farm Credit Services of Mid-America, the Ohio Soybean Council, and also Cargill. So special thanks to those groups for providing the financial support to be able to bring this virtual field trip to you. With that, let's go ahead and move out and meet our farmer, Jeff Webker. And Jeff is from Western Ohio, Versailles, and I'll give him the chance just to tell a little bit about himself and a little bit about his farm. So.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for taking time to take a virtual field trip here to our hog farm. If you've watched some of these pigs being here at their mom, and I don't know if we can get back to the video. Hopefully, yeah, she's real close to having another baby here. We'll see once. I thought she was just gonna have one, but as Brad just put up there, it's a family farm. I farm with my partnership with my brother, and also my son is working full time for us, and also going to Wright State Lake campus and majoring in ag business. And my daughter isn't out at the barn every day, nor is my wife, but we are a family farm. We have about 4 full-time employees here and about 3 part-time employees. And today, you never know, we'll see, but Taylor that works for us, her 4-year-old son is here in the barn today helping out and stuff, so he might pop in on the video, he may not, we'll see once. But our farm, I started farming full-time in about 2000, but we've been a farm for, I'm the 3rd generation here at this farm, and my son would be the 4th generation. The bigger sow here, or the mama sow, she's called a sow, and we have about 2,000 of the moms here on the farm. And every week we have about 1,000 baby pigs born. So today on Friday is a pretty busy day here in the farrowing room. That's what we call this room, is a farrowing room. And I'll kind of just come up and show you what the room looks like. And the spots on the other end, the white boxes are actually windows. It's kind of hard to see here, but there's fans right there that it's barely running. You can just kind of see a little bit of light coming through it. So there's fans that pull fresh, nice warm air in here. And I'll talk a little bit later, but these things hanging down, the red are feed tubes, and the green is the water line. So we've got, like I said, we've got a lot of activity this morning here happening in the farrowing barn. These pigs, there was 3 of them born at 8:30 this morning, and since in the last hour and a half, about 8 more have been born. And so and she's just getting close to having another one. So if she does, we'll try to get that. It happens really, really fast. So the white powder that you see on here, we call it a drying agent. So when a pig is born, it's wet, and it's got this is their navel cord, and it's wet. And as they walk around, that it gets drugged through, and it helps dry it up, and helps keep the pigs in a good, healthy, safe environment, and it gets them dried off and warmer. Right before you came on, there was a pig born, and I was telling Brad, our host, that just like that, the pig had rolled over a couple times, and it's already, I don't even know which one it is. It might be this one here. Just like that, they're dried off. So within minutes, they're dried off on their own. Sometimes some people do dry them off with a towel as well, but this white powder really helps during the birthing process. As you can see, this litter was born yesterday, and the powder's all gone because they've worked it off the mat. And these pigs here are nursing right now, and they're a day old. So just that quick, they start, their bellies get full, and they look a lot different than they do right when they're just born. Um, a pig will nurse or drink milk about every 45 minutes to an hour. A little bit ago, these pigs were laying like most of these. They were all laying over here, and she just like that, the pigs got up and moved around and started to nurse from her. A baby pig will go from this size, um, about 2.5 to 3 pounds, um, and in 3 weeks' time, in 21 days, it'll go from this size to 3 pounds to about 13 pounds. So in 10 days or in 20 days, it'll gain about 10 pounds. So about a half a pound a day. So at weaning, that's when we take the pigs from their mother. They've drank a lot of milk from her, and so at that point in time, she really doesn't produce enough milk to keep the pigs growing. So then they go into a nursery. And today I don't have any pigs in my nursery to show you, but and I'll show you some bigger pigs here in a little bit. But they then start eating a solid feed, a pelleted feed that is very specifically designed for the baby pig, and they start to eat it instantly. It works really, really well. So um, hopefully I'm still there. Okay, and so um, um, I lost my train of thought there, but the pellets are again designed, and I don't know what I was going to tell you. So as a pig grows, it may be fed 5, 7, 9 different types of feed in a period of about 5 months. And the pig will go from, in 6 months' time, it goes from 3 pounds, this size right here. In 6 months or less, it goes from 3 pounds to 280 pounds. So she might have another one here. I'm keeping a really close eye on her. So they grow really, really fast, and they do that because we feed them the exact type of feed that is ideal for the size that they are, for their stage of growth. So pigs grow very fast, and that's one thing and they primarily, after they're done nursing their mom here in the first 3 weeks, they go to a feed of corn, soybean meal, and their minerals, their phosphorus and their calcium, and things that make them balance the ration so that they grow correctly. So as you can see there, the corn there on the upper left-hand corner, you might see that in the fields growing in the summer and fall, and then harvested in the fall. And then the soybeans in the upper right-hand corner, again, it's a shorter crop. You see it out in the fields in the summertime, and then it's also harvested in the fall. And we grind, so we take and we mix those two, and then produce the feed that is there in the bottom center screen. So again, that comprises the feed on here on our farm. We make all the feed on the farm, and I'll maybe just show you a little bit of that here as we move around. And so this is what our feed looks like, and you can kind of see just like what was in the picture there. It's pretty fine, and it is what they eat, and it's held here in this tube. Pigs, or the mom, the sow that is this age, she only gets fed about three times a day. But as the pigs grow in the next, and I'll show you a picture of that when we write everything down here, as the pigs grow, then we feed her. So yesterday, this sow, kind of hard to tell, every time we get wrote down, she gets fed, a 3 means she got fed 3 pounds, 3 pounds, and 3 pounds. So she ate 9 pounds of feed yesterday. She's had 3 pounds today, and she farrowed yesterday, and you can tell she's ate her 3 pounds, and she'll get fed again here a little bit later, up to another 6 to 9 pounds. And the one that I just showed you, that where the feed was at, she's giving birth, so she's not real hungry today. Where she gave birth yesterday and is a lot more hungrier. So, and once they get a little bit bigger, they can eat as much as they want. Some of them will eat 36 pounds of feed a day, which may not sound like a lot, but it really is a lot for a sow. So I'm going to go down, I think, and just show you. We'll just let her go. I don't think she's going to have any pigs. We're going to go to another room. Well, we're first going to go outside again. Here's kind of an overview of the room. There's 56 farrowing stalls in here, and sometimes it's really good to point out, why are they in a stall like this. So this bar right here is designed especially so when she lays down, she has to lay down slowly, and then she turns over to nurse her pigs. If this bar was not here, she would lay on her pigs. She weighs about 450 pounds, and they weigh 3 pounds. So as you can tell, if a mom lays on the babies, it's bad news for the baby. So she just got up here, and so she's eating a little bit of her feed left over, and she's not quite ready to have her pigs yet. But again, this keeps the baby pigs from being laid on. So we're going to go down here. We're going to show you some bigger pigs. If there's any questions, feel free to type them in on the screen, and I'll either try to answer them right away, or we'll bring them up as we get a little bit closer. Real quick too, and I tell everybody, I kind of forget this, everything is computer controlled. This is the next room. We set everything at about, when they're getting ready to have their pigs, at about 73 degrees, maybe even a degree or two warmer than your house. But it's very comfortable inside the rooms. And the heat mat that the pigs were laying under, we want that warmer. And right now it's 79 degrees in this room. These were actually just turned on this morning because they haven't had, this room hasn't had their pigs yet. So that will start to warm up as well. So we want it a little bit warmer, 10 to 20 degrees warmer under the light where the baby pigs like to lay versus the room. So we're going to just go down here, and we're going to show you how quickly, in 3 weeks' time, how big these pigs will get. So again, a similar room, a little bit smaller. There's only 42 crates in here. There's a fan that's running because it's we have it a little cooler, and you can see, look how big these pigs are. So they go, and I'll see if I can pick one up. Sometimes they'll squeal a lot, and we'll see once here. I got one in my arms. And you can see that pig there weighs about 12 pounds. That's my estimate. I'm holding it underneath. I wish you could feel its heartbeat. It's really beating fast. And he's in here with his other brothers and sisters. And as you can tell, in 3 weeks' time, the baby pigs grow quickly. And it's all from their mother's milk. They do have a little bit of a water nipple there for the babies, but they don't drink that much. It's primarily, everything is from their mother's milk. And here I'm going to show you how much they'll eat. So here's another litter. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 babies in there. And these are all laying out nice and pretty. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 there. That's pretty much a good average. Some people average how many do they wean, and 12 is a good average. We'll have some that'll wean up to 16, and sometimes they'll only wean maybe 8. And so if they aren't weaning as many, and I can't quite see, do pigs, I didn't quite see the whole question there for some reason, Brad. I don't know. I don't know why.
Question is, do the pigs ever go outside?
Good question. So our pigs primarily stay in a barn where it keeps them in the wintertime nice and warm. And in the summertime, I can kind of show you here. In the summertime, right outside the door, and they're closed because it's wintertime, but behind these two black louvers here, it's kind of like, and I know these are younger kids, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of like a radiator, or there's actually water, kind of like going to the pool, and there's water dripping down from the top, and it goes through kind of a like a cardboard piece, a big piece of cardboard that's 6 inches thick, and so it actually cools, it's like air conditioning for the barn. So in the summertime, these black things would open up and allows a lot of air through here. And when it might be 90 degrees outside, it'll be 75 in here. It'll cool it off 15 degrees. So they don't normally go outside. We do move some of our sows from one barn to another, and then they're kind of outside and they're in some different pens. But years ago, most people pigs inside to protect them from the really cold and the mud and the really hot, because they will get sunburned. Believe it or not, if you took this sow outside and it was really warm and really sunny, she would get a really bad sunburn, because she would lay over like that, and she would get really red, and it would burn just like you might get a sunburn. So we keep them inside, and as you can tell, these guys all got hungry real quick. So now they're all drinking their snack for about 10:30 here this morning. So our pigs, most pigs, you might see a white barn when you drive by it in the countryside. If you get out in the country, a really long white barn that's closed up, and that might have pigs in it. It could have other animals. It could have chickens in it, maybe dairy cows as well, so, or turkeys. But we do keep them inside to protect them, and so that we can raise them year round. When I was a little kid, we only raised pigs in the summertime and in the fall, or the springtime and in the fall. We really didn't have a lot of pigs in the winter because they just wouldn't make it, because we did not have a nice barn that's all nice and warm and comfortable and fun to work in like we do here. So that's one reason that we do have to keep them inside. I wanted to show you how much the sow is eating. So if you recall, there we go. Now I can hopefully see it. So it was just born. She had ate just a few pounds, 9 pounds of feed. You can see here, similar, she ate 9. But right now, these pigs are 15, 16 days old, and she's eating over 24 pounds a day. Yesterday, or 2 days ago, she ate 30 pounds of feed, and so they're eating a lot of feed, and they need to eat feed to make milk. Most people don't realize, but a sow will make as much milk as a big dairy cow might make. So she's going to get up. She's going to say hi to us here. So she's you might be able to hear her. She's just touching my fingers, and she doesn't want me to hurt her babies. If I picked one up, and she'll really start to grunt and squeal because she's protecting her babies inside there. So as I move closer to the babies, sometimes she'll get a little bit more upset, and but if I stay away and stuff, and she'll just be nice and calm. So if there's any other questions, feel free to send them in, and we'll get them asked. Hopefully I'll get to be able to see them as well. So
hey Jeff, why don't you show us, what do you wear to the barn?
Oh yeah. Okay, well, let's see if I can do this. So we all, I'll get my turned around here. That's a little bit. So normally I don't wear this. I've got a microphone on because this really works well when we do these Google Hangouts or field trips. And I've got a coverall on. We wear boots. Oh, wrong way to turn my. I got to turn my camera around. So we wear boots. If I can, there we go. So I've got boots on, I've got a coverall on, and then the shirt that I wear. We do not take showers when we come in, but most farms do. Many farms do. And we change I wash my hands. I change the clothes that I have from my outside, and I put this coverall on. I put different boots on. We do that every day. So there's some things being talked. You're learning about this coronavirus. You might hear people talking about. Pigs don't. We don't have to worry about that, but we really work hard every day to keep our pigs healthy. And the reason why you can't just go to a pig farm and have a field trip, a regular field trip where you would show up, is because we have to work really hard to keep our pigs safe and healthy, and we don't want to get them to get a cough or to get a sickness. So we do lots of things every day to keep our pigs healthy, and that includes washing our hands, changing our clothes, wearing special boots or different boots from outside. Also, when I leave the farm, if I go to another pig farm for any reason, I never ever come back into this barn until I've had a shower and I've been away for about 24 hours. So we really are very, very careful to bring any diseases that could be outside into the barn, because we have about, like I said, 2,000 babies. Well, more than 2,000 babies. We've got 2,000 sows to keep healthy every day, and there is about over 2,000 babies on the farm every day that we got to keep healthy as well. So hopefully that answers your question, Melissa. But yeah, it gives you a little idea of why we do the virtual field trips. They work really well. I hope they're working good on your end as well. Another question, if there is one, and I might add that once they leave our farm, and they leave our farm once a week, they'll go to a farm where they're raised from about this size here to about 50 pounds, 40 pounds. Why do the pigs have to stay in pens? I think, was that the question that I saw pop up? Well, yes, okay, very good. So very good question. Well, first of all, we want to know, we keep them separate, these pigs separate with this mom, these pigs with this mom, because each mom has special antibodies in her milk that are really for her pigs. So we really don't move a pig except the first 24 hours. Sometimes we have to what's used called cross foster. So if this sow had 18 and she only had 9, we may take 4 or 5 from this litter and put into this litter. So that's called cross fostering. But we do keep them separate at this age, okay, so that they get the proper milk, so that somebody from this pen isn't stealing milk from these pigs, and that could happen. We also can just take better care of them. We know if there's a little bit smaller one, or one that's may need some special attention. The other thing is we keep lots of records. So on this card here, she has had 13 litters of pigs already. So this is a pretty old mom right here. And normally we don't let them get that old, but she's averaged 11.7 pigs every time she come in and had babies. And so she's going to wean 11 on Monday. And so she's a pretty good mom, but she's getting older. So we're gonna have to take her out of the barn and replace her with a younger one. But as you can tell, and it's really hard to see, but all these numbers here are every time she had a litter of pigs. So that's one reason, is we keep all that separate. All this gets entered into a computer. I also saw the question just pop up, why do pigs eat so much? Well, the mom's, she's 450 pounds. So it does take a lot of feed, and she's producing a lot of milk for her 11 babies that are in this pen. So she's eating that, and she's converting it. She's taking this corn and soybean, this energy, and converting it into milk. And then the pigs are drinking it and they're growing. So that's why they eat so much. A pig, when it gets bigger, will only eat about 5 pounds a day. So when I say bigger, when it's like 150 to 250 pounds, they won't eat 36 pounds of feed a day or 30 pounds of feed. They'll eat normally about 5. So that's more typical for a growing pig to eat 5 pounds a day. These are a little different because they are producing milk and really turning those pigs like that. That's a beautiful looking pig in 20 days into, just like I said, a 13-pound pig. So she's producing a lot of milk. Other questions? Those are great questions. And sometimes I forget to answer certain things.
Hey, Jeff, I have another question for you. What is your favorite thing to do? What's your favorite part of working on a farm?
Very good. The favorite part is seeing the animals grow and do well. Seeing baby pigs being born. Seeing today, you haven't seen the little Brantley who turns 4 tomorrow. We just had a little birthday party for him. Really, farming is about family, and that's sometimes the best part as well, is seeing my son, who's now bigger than I am. He's 18 years old. He's been out here since he was 5, and he can feed the pigs. And I'll show you. Here's the tube of feed. It's really, really easy to do, and you just move it over, and you pull that over. And he learned to do that when he was 5 years old. He would go to kindergarten, and then he would come out here and help. So I know there's some first and graders and other. So it's really a family affair. And since you asked me what the favorite thing is, I got to tell you what the worst part is. It's when our pigs don't feel good. It's when they're sick, and that's the worst part about my job. Is sometimes they do get sick, and that really that really is one of the things that makes my job tough. Why do they squeal so much? That's a good question. Well, they really don't want to be held most days. We'll see if I can get one, but sometimes they squeal because their mom might be laying on them. Let's see if I can pick this one up. We'll see. We'll see. They really don't like to be, as long as they're long. So he's pretty, and I can't get him to squeal. That's good. He's pretty comfortable because I'm holding him close. Sometimes, their squealing is their way of saying, hey, I don't like that. So sometimes they'll squeal if their mom is getting too close to them. But really, overall, pigs don't squeal a lot. When we move them, they don't squeal a lot. We move them by rattling and making noise to move them down the aisle. So sometimes that's a misconception, but they do squeal if their mom might be trying to lay on them or something like that. Another very good question. Another question from Melissa or anyone else? And I might slip back to see, why do we need to keep pigs warm? Okay, very good question. Because the pig does not sweat, so sometimes we got to keep it cool too. So most people don't realize, but a pig does not sweat. The only way, like this big one, to control her temperature is through her nose. And if I'm feeling it right now, and it's real wet, and it's through her nose, that's how she somewhat controls her temperature. So she might, I kind of show you the water. There's the nipple water, right? Oh, there we go, right there. That's how she gets her water. She sometimes will squirt that on herself, but they've got some hair on them, but they wouldn't be able to keep themselves warm when it's really cold outside unless they built a nest. And pigs, if you gave them a big pile of straw, they would build a nest, and that's how they would keep warm. But sometimes they get pretty dirty too when they do that. So, and then the other thing is keeping them cool because they can't sweat. So that's why we have the air conditioning that I talked about before in the barn. So very good question. So if there's another question, feel free to pop it up and I'll try to hopefully catch it. If I've missed any, let me know. So
Jeff, why don't you talk about why the pigs never go outside? Why do we keep them inside?
Yep. Well, we keep them inside to keep them away from, there's stuff floating around in the air. And I can't see all of that question. Why the mommies protect their babies. Okay, I'll go back to that. But we keep them inside just to keep them safe and keep the, any of the there could be predators, could be a coyote that might hunt them down, or a hawk. Not so much on a bigger pig, but maybe on a smaller pig. But the other thing is we just want to keep them warm in the wintertime. We want to be able to control their temperatures. So even as these pigs go, as a pig like this would get moved out, it will go into a barn that may be 80 degrees for the first week or two, because we want to be able to keep it nice and warm. That's where the pig is comfortable. And then in the summertime, by having them inside, there's 3 fans. There's one there, and one you can't quite see right over here. Those would all be running, and that allows the pigs to be as comfortable as possible, and they just do better. So why do the mommies protect the pigs? Because that's her pigs. So if I watch, as I move closer here, you can kind of see her. If I go to pick up this pig, she may she's not squealing too much, but sometimes she would get really, and she's an older mom, so she's kind of used to it. But they're her pigs, so she's going to do everything she can to protect them. Other questions?
Jeff, if there aren't any more questions, then I think we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. So,
well,
Dunlo,
let me
you don't
slip.
have.
I'm going to slip. Yep, go ahead. I'm going to slip back to see if there was a baby pig born.
Okay, sounds good. Dunlo, if you don't have any other questions, we'll wait for Jeff to get back there, and we'll see if we have any more baby pigs that have just been born.
And the other thing is we'll see once here. I think we are good for questions. So yeah, if they're still on, that pig was born not too long ago, right there where we were just at.
Yep.
So that was just born. So all right, well, I know they've got classes to get to, and it's 10:30. So if they're good on questions, and if they don't have any more, I want to thank them for taking the time out of their busy day, and hopefully they can join us again sometime maybe next year.
Sounds great. Well, thank you so much to Jeff. Dunlo, excuse me, thank you so much for joining. This was a great field trip, and we really appreciate the time of Jeff to share all this great information with us. So thanks so much, folks, and have a great day.
Thank you.